Tobaro's Bane. The city fathers have resorted to their last option. At an emergency council, they decided that they must summon outside help. They have offered rich reward to any heroes that can aid them. You have answered their call.
Alright, thank you very much guys for coming to the Crown of Command again to check out our last and final part of our Tobaro's Bane campaign. It's been a long and wondrous journey for our adventurers, not so much for the henchmen. They haven't lived to tell the tale of their misadventures within the tombs of the Skaven Underhive here in Tobaro's Bane, but our adventurers live strong and they continue on into the third level of our dungeon today. So they're going to meet Darkheart Cankerclaw in the quest room along with his henchmen. Much like the earlier Batman shows where you see the Penguin or the Riddler, behind all of their henchmen, rushing them forward and berating them to keep, killing the heroes. That's very much in the style of Advanced Hero Quest also. So hope you enjoy our final dungeon level, and let's hope it's not riddled with wandering monsters. Let's hope that our adventurers can find the quest room quite easily and complete their quest and re-emerge to the surface to live another day. So let's get underway. Okay, so with Heinrich coming to the end of the corridor there, we generated 2 passageways and a dead end on that side, 1 door thankfully, and 2 passageways and a right turn at the other end. So I think we'll go and venture through the door. Let's check to see the GM's turn. It's a cock dice. 5, so no encounters this turn, thank goodness. Okay, let's continue on. Okay, so we rolled up a normal room with nothing in it. No doors, nothing at all. So as there is no doors, we can search for hidden doors. And in a moment, we'll roll for the GM turn. 3, nothing happened yet. That's good. And then we'll come back to generate what we found out in terms of. All right, it didn't take long for us to generate some wandering monsters. On the very first roll from Sven, trying to find some secret doors, we rolled a 1, which generated a wandering monster roll. Using the Terror in the Dark charts, I rolled a 5. We've got 1 champion, 1 warrior here. I rolled, for the champion, it was basically on Sven, and then I randomly determined which warrior would attack. In here, I rolled 11, so it's going to be the Knight Warrior, which I'm forgetting the names of. It's been too long. Okay, so the red is going to be for the Skaven, blue is going to be for us. I'm going to say that our elf does have sight to the monsters, as he was alerted by their presence, springing out and onto the adventurers. So we got a 5 to the 4, so we won. So we're going to place them 1 square back. Okay, to start things off, I think we're going to go with Johan. With his crossbow, he's going to shoot this Skaven right here in front of him. 3 is to hit him. 11 is going to hit. Beautifully. Okay, so we've got a crossbow. The damage dice is 4. Okay, Skaven Warrior toughness is 7. So we've got an 8, a 10, and a 12. 12 does critical anyway, but it doesn't matter. He is dead. Gone. Okay, nice work there, Johan. Okay, so we'll go with the elf, Ethrian, and he's going to shoot his bow at the Warlord. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. He needs a 6 to hit him. Oh, a 12. That's beautiful. Well done. And a 6. Yes, that's another hit. So it's 2 hits. That's really nice. Okay, so the bow has damage of 3 dice. So the first damage roll. 6, and 9, and 8. Now champion is toughness 8. So there's 2 wounds on the first roll. The second roll. 11. Yep, we've got him. So it's 3 wounds. He has 3 wounds and he's dead. Wow, that was the best wandering monster encounter I've ever had so far in this adventure. That was the most quickest kill we've ever done. So we'll take away one of the bolts that Johan had used, and we'll take one of the arrows away from Etherin, what he used during this encounter. But Etherin gets to... Now, I believe they both get to check if they can retrieve their bolt and their arrow. So I'm going to roll for those. So it's 7 or more. They both rolled 5, so they lose those arrows and bolts. Yeah, crossbows, it doesn't actually say whether they get to roll to see if they can retrieve them after the combat. So if you know in the comments if that's been FAQ'd at some point, let me know. I can only find for arrows. So, okay. But in either case, they lost them. So I'll mark on their character sheet that they're down one of those each. And then we can just get back to... that was the end of the combat. And then we'll go back into the exploration phase. We'll go back into these 2 characters here, so Johan, Etherin, to check if they can find any secret doors on this side of the room here. Okay, upon rolling for their rolls, Johan rolled 5 and Etherin rolled 4, resulting in no hidden doors or secret doors within this room. So, we've got a choice. Maybe the wizard wants to cast his spell to try to generate a door within a passageway. Otherwise, they can try to search the end passage, the dead end there. That's a good choice. I think we might do that instead, actually, to save his components. We're going to look at alternative ways to find new rooms within the dungeon. So let's do that. So before we can do that, we need to roll for the GM. 5, that's fine, we're safe. And let's go into the player's exploration phase. Let's have them move down to the passageway, and let's see if they can find any secret doors there. Okay, so I found out that the adventurers cannot discover a secret door and move through it, so we have to go to the GM phase. I did actually roll a 1 on that one, which means there's more of these furry friends of mine wandering around. And it's 11, which I presume will be quite a few of these guys. Let's check to see how many or what's we find here. And then I've got to work out exactly how much gold I got from the last encounter too, and I forgot about that. So I'll come back in a moment and tell you, and you can see how many wandering friends of mine have discovered me in this dead end. Okay, so we got 20 gold from the last encounter, for the last wandering monster mob we killed. The 11 resulted in a Knight Runner here and a Warrior. And then I rolled randomly to see which warrior they would attack. And they both landed on the Dwarf. So then we're going to roll to see who wins initiative. So just roll 12 for the Skaven and 9 for the Warrior, so they win initiative, so they get the first attack. Okay, so the Skaven Warrior needs a 9. We've got a 3. And the Knight Runner, and he gets a 6, so they both miss. Okay, Thorwald's turn. He'll go against the Knight Runner, needing a 6. 10, that'll do it. That's 11, 9, 8. Now, what's he got here? Toughness of 5. Oh yeah, oh, he's definitely dead. I might get the wizard in to direct some action, actually. So here he comes. He's proven himself to be quite the warrior so far. Astrazar needs a 6 to hit him. He won't do it on a 5, unfortunately. To have a go. A 4 will not hit him either, unfortunately. I don't think I'll be brave enough to let off a crossbow bolt and potentially hit one of the dwarf or the elf in front of Jonas there. So we'll go to the Skaven turn, and then we'll just determine who he's going to hit. Okay, that's going to be the dwarf. 11, that will hit him. A 10, I think a 10 does wound him actually. Yeah, so it is a wound on Thor because his toughness is 10. So that's a shame. Little lucky bugger. Yeah, so he's got 1 wound on his character sheet, so he goes down to 0 wounds, so it means he'll have to... Astrazar can heal him. I think I might do that. I think I might let him go down for now, and then Astrazar can heal him in a moment when we deal with this Skaven. So, let's go with Astrazar and lead with him first. 9 is going to hit him. And it is 2. A 10 and a 6. Skaven warrior, toughness 7. So there is 1 wound on there's 1 wound on him now. Ethrian will go next, and he will need a 5. He does hit him. Nice. Strength of his sword is 5 damage dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A 12 is a critical. 10, 9. Yes, got him. Okay, he's dead. Okay, so thus ending the combat phase, and then we'll go into the player's exploration phase. So I'm going to have to get my movement to here. I think the elf will come near the door here. Yon will come to the door as well. And then I'll cast my spell on him to fully heal him his to full wounds. So his wounds now will be, I think, a total of 3. Well, actually, let's roll to see what. Let's roll together. 12. We got the quest room. Okay, beautiful. This I didn't. I didn't want to think I made this up to make it quicker. So I did actually roll a 12, which means there's a quest room. I do find the standard tables from the base set much better than the Terror in the Dark ones. The Terror in the Dark ones just feels like it just takes forever to find the quest room, and you've just got that 11-12 chance of finding it on a D12. So here we go, let's generate the quest room and let's get this adventure done and dusted, and so we can return to the surface, get our expedition phase done, all in this one video, and prepare ourselves for the future quest. But let's get this one first, because Darkheart Canker Claw is behind this door. Okay guys, so the moment we've all been waiting for, it's quite a collective, or an eclectic collection of Skaven here. We've got our main protagonists facing off their arch enemy, Cankercore Darkheart, this guy here, as the sorcerer. We've got 4 warriors. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We've also got a guy with a Jezzail here. We've got a Plague Sensor Bearer here, Warlord, and a champion here. Okay, so they're our end bosses. So it's quite a nice bunch of various different types. Interested to see how the Jezzail and the Plague Sensor Bearer goes, and the Sorcerer. They're 3 Skaven types we have not encountered yet. And luckily, Astrazar has 3 spell components left, so we could go just gung-ho and start blazing away with the Fireball spell that he has, which is very potent against large groups of monsters, as we know. Now we just need to roll to see, well, who wins initiative, basically. So let's get that underway. Okay, red for the Skaven, blue for the warriors. We've got +1 for the elf. They don't have a sentry. And we get 2, they get 6, so they win. Okay, so let me just rearrange our setup and we'll get this underway. Okay, so things are all set up now, which looks very precarious for the adventurers because there's literally a gun line through here. We've got the Jezzail team here, which I had to replace the model because there's actually 2 people, there's actually 2 crew arming this thing. One's to hold the weapon, the Jezzail itself, and the one's a loader firer. Can shoot once every 2 turns. If it hits, it's throwing 6 dice, ignoring the armor modifier on your toughness. So it's just basically your base toughness. So it's really lethal. The Plague Sensor also is interesting because it actually throws out a template like this of poisonous gas. It's a one-shot weapon. And then you've got Canker Claw as well. That has 2 fireball spells. He's going to launch one straight away at the heroes. I'm going to make it pretty tough for them to get through this one. It should be pretty tough for these guys to get through here, because it is the end. It is the end room, the end quest room, where all the treasures will be hard earned, I think, after facing these bunch of Skaven heroes. Okay. Now there is some rules about obscuring line of sight and line of sight in general when shooting, and I was just rereading those rules. Even through open doorways, it seems really, I don't know, it doesn't seem very clear. It says it's even through an open doorway, you'll have it obscured line of sight to inside the room, but it's got another diagram showing you clear line of sight to one of the warriors and other warriors behind it. So, for example, he would be in line of sight, he would be obscured, or if I can draw a line of sight to him through here, which I think I can, but it'll be obscured, so you add 4 squares to your range. Whether he can move and shoot, I don't know, because he's going to be obscured by him, that kind of thing. So I've got to make more of a mental note about that and be more aware of that when I start shooting. And obviously, and one of the comments before was you cannot move and shoot with missile weapons in the Hero Quest videos before. So thanks again for someone who pointed that out, because I'll also be mentally more acute to that as I do my turns, to make sure I'm playing it as faithful as I can to the quest and to the rules. So, without further ado, Canker Claw Dark Heart, do your worst. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Okay, so let's roll for Johan first. Okay, I had to just go and check on the character sheets and just check what the heroes had. Johan has got, of course, the Ring of Protection level 1, which gives his toughness overall 6, because his starting toughness was 4. He's got leather armor giving him +1. Oh, he's got shield gives him +1, sorry, and the ring gives him another one, so he's actually toughness 7. He's also got the potion of invulnerability, and I might actually take that now. Basically, you can take it at the start of any turn. So he can do that now, out of turn basically, or out of his turn sequence. And that means that any of these damage dice that I roll for this spell, it has to, I need to get at least 112 in order for any of the other successful dice to count. If I don't roll a 12, then even if I roll 7 or more on any of those dice, they don't do anything to him. So let's roll for that. So I didn't roll a 12. That means nothing gets, he doesn't get wounded at all, which is really nice. Okay, so then we go to the elf, and the elf has got toughness 6. So we've got 1 wound. So now he's got 2 wounds remaining. And then the wizard, he's got toughness 6. 1, 2, 2 wounds. So he's down from 4 to 2 wounds now remaining. Nice sweet kiss from the Dark Lords to get things rolling. Okay. Now the Jezzail team. Now in the book, I should point out too that with the monsters, it says you've got to target the character with the lowest toughness. I prefer just to do it random. I think maybe you feel the same way. It shouldn't always be, they always attack the person with the lowest weapon skill. They always attack the person with the lowest toughness, that kind of thing. I don't particularly like that style of solo play. So I'm gonna go from 1 to 6. It's the elf. It's going to be Johan who's going to cop it. Okay, so basically it shouldn't be obscured there because he's got a direct line of sight to him. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 squares away. Let's just check to see what he needs to hit. Okay, he actually needs, on the chart here, he needs a 7 to hit him. Wow. Johan, you better pray this misses, man. 8, it does hit him. Oh boy. Okay, now he still has the invulnerability on him, which is really lucky. So it's 6 dice. 1, 2. Okay, wow. Okay, that's really bad for Johan because you've got 2 crits, which mean that they both go through because the invulnerability doesn't count here. All these are misses, and I would assume those 2 are going to be wounds, and then they get to roll. He gets to roll again, the damage, and another one. So it's 3 wounds in total. Let me just check here for Johan to see if he has any fate points left. Let's hope he does. Johan has 0 fate points, which means he had 2 wounds left, which means that he will now hit the deck. Sorry, Johan, we used that potion. I'm really glad I realized that was there, because I think that saved your bacon from the flaming spell. And now, or the fireball spell, and now the Giselle just punched you big time. And actually, that doesn't even count for armor, so anything with a 4, obviously too. I just forgot that and just remembered now that his toughness is only, base toughness is 4. You don't get any, well, for magical stuff, maybe you do get that +1, so it would be in 5. But any other bonuses for armor, they don't get. So I presume the magical protection would count in that case. But regardless of that, he's down for the count. Luckily Ashrazar's right there. So if he feels generous, he might pump him with a spell in a minute just to get him back on his feet. And that was just the start of it. Oh boy, that was really quite a blow. So let's just regroup here. Let's think about what the other Skaven are going to do in this situation, as they have the initiative, and they should make the most of it. And I just want to re-angle the camera, and I'm going to make another cup of tea, because this could be a long one, guys. Okay, so I had to take a bit of a break, have a cup of tea, and just check the plague sensor rules. And this thing is so deadly, it's unbelievable. So basically it is a thrown weapon, which means that it can move and he can throw it. It's a one-shot thing, so that's what he's going to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that he's within 3 squares of the elf. He's going to target the elf square to shoot at it. Now basically it says you can choose a square up to 12 squares away from the sensor bearer's line of sight. Roll to hit is normal. Okay, so for him, his to hit roll is, for 1 to 3 squares, a 6. So let's see if he actually hits him. 3, it doesn't hit. If the hit is scored, the sensor lands on the chosen square. If not, roll for scatter with on the table below. Ignore critical hits and fumbles when throwing a sensor. Okay, so it's got a scatter. So roll a d12 again. 8. 8 means that it's 2 squares long, so it goes 2 squares longer. So basically it goes to this square, hits the wall, and that's the square it lands in. It cannot pass through walls. The sensor lands in the square by the wall in such circumstances. The fumes from the sensor cover the square it lands in and all 8 adjacent squares, including the diagonals. Anyone in these squares or who moves through them in a future turn must pass an intelligence test to hold their breath. If the test is failed, the model is killed unless a fate point is spent. The sensor carries on emitting fumes until play returns to exploration turns. Wow. This is just the worst case scenario for the adventurers. So it's going to be this one, this one, this one, and this one that thing is going to emit to. So we've got to now make an intelligence roll for the elf. So Atharian's intelligence is an 8, and I believe it's just a D roll of 8 or less. So 8. Okay, so that's a pass. That's good, so he can hold his breath. And then Astrazar, intelligence 10. 8. Okay, good. So he passed, thank goodness. Now for the unconscious model, Johan, I'm just gonna pause the filming and just gonna check to see what actually happens to him because he's unconscious, and I don't know how those two rules relate to each other. So let me just come back and okay. So in relation to Johann, there's no real rules. It doesn't say in the description under the plague sensor bearer what happens to KO models, and I read the KO models section for heroes, and basically there's out for the count until they get revived through either healing potion or a healing spell. So I want to give Johann the chance of passing his intelligence of 5. If he fails this, then he will die. So Johann, all the best to you, mate. 11. So unfortunately Johann is dead. I think that's the best way to play that rule. So Johann, you weren't made for this world, mate. I'm afraid. So we'll have to give you a burial and a and pass on our commiserations later. So let's see what we do now. Okay, so that was his turn. Now it's just for the warriors. So I might get this warrior to come up here. So he will need 9 to strike him. He does on a 10, little bugger. Okay, so 3 dice. Needing 6s. Nothing. Okay, nice. And of course the Skaven don't want to go into here because they'll get the fumes. I would say, you know, he's protected because he's got some kind of mask or something protecting him. The other guys don't. I think we'll leave it there for the Skaven. Actually, he will move back because I know what's going to come next. And that's it. That's all they can do. Yes, I probably should have moved Kankakor out of the way because Astrazar is going to probably make up for Johann's death with some burning spells of flaming death in just a moment. He has got about 3 components left, I think. Yeah, he's got 3 left. Yeah, okay, so let's go now to the heroes phase. And let's see here. And ideally they want to get out of that square. Now Thorwald's going to have to pass a test when he enters those squares as well. So they're in a real sticky spot here because, and as far as the rules are concerned, they just pass 1 intelligence test, they can hold their breath. It doesn't say for how long. So I presume it's every turn. It only says it just keeps emitting until the next exploration phase, and if you move through it, anyone in these squares or who moves through them in a future turn, on a future turn. Okay, so it is. You have to make an intelligence. It looks like you have to make an intelligence test every single turn. So now it is the hero's turn, and they are in that square. Okay, so I presume that I'm going to make that test. I don't see why they shouldn't. I rolled a 2, that's fine, he passed. So I'll just do it for each player as I activate them. So yeah, okay, so he's going to go first. Okay, so he's going to try to attack this guy here just to make some space so he can jump in there in a minute to get out of that square. So 3 is not going to be good enough, unfortunately. That's really sad. Astrazar is going to pass his choking test, like his breathing test. That's fine because he's got 7. His intelligence is 8. He's going to step up here because he's already holding his breath, and then. Actually, no, sorry. No, he won't do that. He'll stand where he is and he'll shoot off the spell. So going by line of sight rules, like he would be obscured. So I think I was going to target these 2 here. Okay. So the warrior in front of the elf. 1, 2, and I think his toughness is 8, I think. toughness 7, so he's dead. And then the Plague Sensor Bearer, I imagine his toughness is quite low. Yeah, toughness 5. So toughness 5, he's a dead one. So it's really important for the warriors to get the initiative in this one, I think, because that was quite deadly. Okay. And then he's going to move out of that square to there. Now the door is actually here. I've just moved it here for now, just to make it just more open and clear what's going on. But the doorway is actually here, so he's got line of sight through here still. Thorwald. Will Thorwald be brave and jump in there and start taking names? Maybe he's really upset about Johan going down and he wants to just do the dwarven thing, you know, go out with a war cry and take some names, take some of these Skaven down with him. So he's got a speed of, and he's got a big open space there to run through as long as he passes his intelligence test. Oh, he's only got a speed of 5. So 1, 2, 3, and as soon as he enters here, he's in the death zone here. Okay, let's try to do that. Let's go 1, 2, 3. He's got to pass his intelligence test. Intelligence of 10. Wow. Okay, good. So hold his breath. He's going to smack this guy in the head. Oh, I'm going to take that as a 12. Okay, so roll another one. 10. That's going to be another hit. Beautiful. I think this guy's dead with the magic halberd. You'd think so, wouldn't you? Yeah, so he's gone. Okay. Now it goes back to the Skaven turn. Let me take a sip of tea. I'll be back again in just a moment. Okay, so Clanker Claw, he's still got one more component for Fireball. So he's going to throw it again. Hitting those two. Okay. So, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we'll go for the dwarf first. He's got toughness 10. 1, 2. Yeah, 2 wounds. Wow. Okay, now Thorwald. Okay, he goes down to 1 wound now. Actually, do I want to use a fate point here? He's got 1 more fate point. And I've got, I suppose, yeah. Yeah, okay, let's do the fate point. Let's do the fate point. So he's still got 3 wounds. I hope that's the right choice. And then the elf, he's got toughness 6. One wound. Now he's got no fate points left, and now he's down to 1 wound. Bit precarious there. They might not make it, you know. Let's see how they go. So that was his turn. Will he move? Because he cast a spell. I'm sure he can move now. I won't do that. He has to reload now. The Giselle has to reload for this turn, so he cannot shoot. So it gives the heroes some time to get him out of the way, because he is really deadly, that thing. And he's going to kill the elf. If he gets to shoot again, he's gone, because his base toughness is 4. So the elf has to move out of there in the next turn. Okay, so he'll move into the dwarf's death zone and attack him. We need something pretty high, pretty spectacular. 6 won't do it. The war. This is the champion, isn't it? Yep. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. He'll go into the dwarf's death zone. 11. That's going to hit. 4 damage dice, needing 10s. 11. Damn. Okay. So he's now got 2 wounds left. And this, now if this warrior comes in here, he's going to block the line of sight to the Giselle. I think he already is blocking the line of sight of him actually. Okay, so checking the rules, as it's reloading it can do nothing else, so it cannot move, so it has to stay there, which I think it's going to save the elf in this phase. So the elf is starting in that square, so he's got to roll again an intelligence test. He rolls a 2, which he succeeds, which is great news. So he's going to come in through the doorway here for 1. And I think I might go for Canker Claw if I can. I can't because it's going to go to the death zone here. And I can't go there. Bugger. Okay, that's a shame. Or he could stand there and shoot Canker Claw and just hope he gets lucky. He could get a really fatal shot. I mean, Canker Claw's toughness wouldn't be that good. Oh, Canker Claw's toughness is 5 with 4 wounds. I mean, it could get really lucky here with a nice shot. I mean, that'd be beautiful. It'd be really cinematic. Eltharion can take him out with a shot. So he is now 1, 2, 3, 4. So he needs a 6 to hit him. What the hell? Let's play heroically. Let's see if Eltharion can hit him. On the 1, that's not going to do it now. Okay, Thorwald, it's all up to you, my friend. Let's start bashing some Skaven skulls. Let's go with the champion, I think. 5. I don't think that's going to hit this guy. No, he needed a 6, unfortunately. That's a shame. Thus ending the player's phase, and we'll go into the Skaven phase. I just don't think I want to do anything with him. Let me just check his spells again. Okay, so Atrazar does have Dragon's Armor, which is a good spell. Basically, if I in his death zone, or the target's death zone, cast it on him, gets him +1 toughness until the next exploration phase, meaning his toughness will be 11, including his armor. So that'll make him super, super tough. It just needs, he needs to go there, pass his intelligence test for the smoke. If he fails, he's dead because he's got no more fate points. I mean, and then next turn he's got to do it again. He's got to make that test again because he's in that zone. I just don't think I want to risk it at this stage. So I might leave it there. And let him get ready for the next one. Just so he's got a clear path to run through there, basically, if he needs to. I prefer him if he can just shoot spells through here. Yeah, that choking death stuff from that sensor has really caused a lot of problems in that small zone here, getting through there. So it goes to the Skaven's turn now. Let's see what they're going to do. Let's open up our account with the... Well, actually, he can move out of the way, allowing him to shoot Thorwald because he was in his death zone last turn, so I might do that. Now, I'm pretty sure you can attack and move. Let me just check that. He sure can. He can attack and move. Okay, so let's do that with him. Oh, jeez. I didn't want to see that. Okay, the last one missed. So the 4 damage dice on him. I'm kind of wishing I did cast that spell on him now, because that 11, well, even 11 would still go through because it's equaling his toughness. So Thorwald is down to 1 wound. Wow. And then he's going to get shot by Giselle. So 1, 2 to here. Let's fire the Giselle and see what it does. And let's see if he finishes him off. 6. Does that actually hit it? Let me just check that. It does. It's 1 to 3. It's 6 to hit. My God. Okay, so luckily his base toughness is 7. 11 is going to put him into unconscious state. Maybe that's for the best, because the wizard will have to come up and heal him. Oh, okay, so that was that. I just got to wait for the bloody monsters to fumble. Let me strike back at them. That's the problem. Now, I haven't rolled many fumbles apart from Eltharion's bow just before, but yeah, it would be nice to get that opening so they can they can get that sort of counterattack and, you know, take down some monsters that way in their phase. Okay, so he's going to come up and attack the Eltharion in the back. 3 won't do it. Let's see, the Warlord. 6. Okay, the Warlord's going to have a stab. 5. I don't think they'll do it. Let me just check that. No, he needs 7s to hit him. Okay, I think that's the end for the Skaven turn. We'll go back to the hero's turn now. Let's see if they can pull this off, guys, because it's not looking good for them so far. Okay, we've got some good news, because the Flames of the Phoenix spell just means that there can be no other model other than the Wounded Comrade in the Wizard's Death Zone. I thought it was the actual Victim's Death Zone. And sorry if I did move and shoot my bow before, but I rolled a 1 anyway. May have done that, sorry, by mistake, and just forgot it again, that I can't move and shoot my bow. So, it's going to have to be Atrazar, the hero of the hour. He's been the hero of the hour of many quests, I think, all our adventures so far, coming up and rescuing the heroes, or, you know, giving that last killing blow. So basically he's going to have to move into this square here, into the fumes, pass his intelligence test. Oh. Okay, we'll knock him over in the process. That was a 10 that I rolled, which he does pass because his intelligence is 10. I'm pretty sure it is. Atrazar, intelligence 10, thank goodness. Okay, and then he's going to cast his spell using another component. So he's now down to 1 component now. And then giving all 3 wounds back to Thorwald. Hallelujah. Now, I'm assuming that Thorwald can now act and do his thing. I don't see why not. So I'm going to play it that way, because I don't see why you can't. Okay, so he's going to attack this Skaven here. 12. That's beautiful, Thorwald. You're angry and you want to attack back. Oh, yes! My good man. This is the dwarf in action here. 9. That's going to be another hit, I believe. This guy is so dead. Thorwald's so pissed. He just wants some Skaven blood on his hands, that's for sure. Now, the Skaven warrior, 6. Yeah, so 5s hit them, basically. So this is one very well-pasted Skaven warrior. 3, so it's 2 wounds so far. Couldn't even see the last one. Probably killed him already. Yep, he's dead. As you got rid of him, he can move, and I want to make a space for the wizard to get into. And this thing is going to be reloading in the next turn. I kind of want to kill this thing, but I really want to kill him as well, but that warlord is standing my way now. 2. I think we'll have to go there and we'll have to take care of this champion first and get rid of the other guy. That leaves my trusted elf to do some damage here. Let's try to kill this this warlord in front of him. Oh man, come on elf. Okay, so that misses. Luckily it wasn't a fumble. That would have been pretty terrible. That means it goes back now to the Skaven turn. Okay guys, sorry, I think I just forgot to press record there. We're just in the Skaven's turn. Basically the champion inflicted 1 wound on Thorwald, and then he missed hitting the Eltharion. He missed hitting him as well. I'm just going to check if Cankerclaw can use his choking death spell, or choke, I think it's a spell, on one of the characters. But just give me 1 second to check that. Yeah, he needs line of sight for this one. 4. And you can draw line of sight to the elf, and he's going to attempt to cast this spell. So it's called Choke, and it says the victim suddenly clutches his throat and has great trouble breathing. Dark wisps of smoke begin to seep from his mouth and nostrils, and his lungs fill with noxious fumes. Select a single target within the caster's line of sight. The target may only stagger 1 square per turn for the next 3 turns. The model's players makes his move. Unless the caster has been killed in the meantime, the victim dies at the end of the 3rd turn from asphyxiation. So that is really terrible. So I've got 3 turns for the elf not to die, and he has no fate points, so he will be dead on the 3rd turn unless I can kill Cankerclaw. Oh, this is just insane. But yeah, well, he's the He is the character, he is the beast, he is the mother of all Skaven. So he should have all the spells at his disposal, making it very difficult for the heroes in this particular adventure. So we've got a countdown basically now. I'm going to put a dice on him. I'm just going to put it here so we can remind myself. So now it says next 3 turns. So the next 3 turns. So it will start from the player's turn basically. So that was his move. And that's all they can do because we've done everything else. As I missed filming it before, so the other warriors are taking their turn. This guy's reloading. He can't do anything else. He's right on the line of sight of Atrazar now, so he needs to get out of the way before he takes a belly shot of that Jezzail in a minute. That'll be pretty tragic. Let's go into the player's turn now and see what they're going to do. So we count this as the 3rd turn. So he's got 3 turns from now, okay, for the player's turn. Let's go with the elf, because if I kill him, I've got a chance of Atrazar coming through here and just burning him to death with a flaming spell. I think maybe that's my best call of action. So the elf really needs to, come up with some goods here and, be the brave hero that he is and cut down this warlord. Let's do it. With a 4, he ain't going to do it, unfortunately. Now, he was in his death zone before, so he's going to leave his death zone. He's going to bravely step in front of line of fire from here, try to take out the warlord. Oh man, that's a 1. No, that's not what we wanted. That's not what we wanted, my friend. 7 won't be able to hit him though. So my plan was foiled there, resulting in no Skaven going down. Atrazar with 1 remaining spell component. Oh, he's got to pass his intelligence test. He does, on an 8. So he's still holding his breath. I don't know if that's the right play, but I might do that there. It's still blocking his line of sight, and I don't want to waste this spell, but this shot's going to hit Thorwald now, and I just got to pray that he misses, and that's the end of that basically. Okay, well let's now go to the Skaven turn, and let's see what they can do. Okay, well let's get the Jezzail team out of the way. So they're going to shoot Thorwald, point blank range. Let's see if he hits. He does hit. That's not good news. With a 10 and a 10 and an 11. Thorwald bravely stood in front of Atrazar just to shield him from the incoming shot. Point blank there, the Jezzail just wasn't going to miss and took him down with another 3 wounds, which means that he is going to be KO'd, and it's either Atrazar to heal him with his final spell component in the player's turn, or and we just forego the flaming spell. Yeah, this Jezzail is becoming a real problem. We really needed to win that initiative the first time to get that spell off and just burn as many and kill as many as we could. That's a shame. Okay, but that's the way things roll. We just got to cope as well as we can with this now. Now Thorwald can still be attacked by the champion and the warlord if they wish. I'm going to roll randomly as to where they're going to attack. 1 to 6 Thorwald. No, he's going to attack Atrazar, so he's going to go here. 4 is not going to hit, thankfully. The warlord will test to see if he's going to hit Thorwald on the 1 to 6. He does, and the weapon skill 1, I think he just needs 2 to hit. Yep, that's a hit. Oh my goodness, he's got 7 attack, he's got 7 damage dice. Well, Thorwald, it was really nice knowing you, my friend. I love you, and you'll be sorely missed. And that's a 10, that's 11, and a 10. Yeah, unfortunately he has died at the end of this adventure. He fought so bravely, and he will be remembered by myself and of course the viewers. So could this be the last days of the adventurers here? Let's see. Thorwald Grimson is now out of the picture. We're left now with Ethrian and Astrazar. Ethrian is now going to be attacked by the champion behind him on a 10. Of course, why not? Why not? Why not indeed? And a 12 and 11, that's 2 wounds. There's those dice in here, I can't see where I'm sitting. Okay, so that brings me down to KO, which is tragic. Maybe Astrazar can, now he can, I think he should just use the flame spell in just a moment and just try to kill as many as he can. Because there's not many options left for him now, especially with his arm with a dagger. It's not going to be it's not going to work out too well for Astrazar, but who knows? He could make it through this. We're going to play it to the end, that's for sure. Phase, it's now round 2, so his next one will be round 1, the player phase, for the choking death spell to take effect to kill him outright. He's dead anyway, but we'll see how that goes. Now that he's down on the ground, it does leave a line of sight to him, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cast my spell. I think he can do it with enemies in his death zone. I'm just going to check that. It doesn't say he can't cast it in an enemy death zone, so he'll do that. He'll cast it on Kangaklaw. If there's anything that we can do here is just kill this guy and make the world a better place in Tobaro's Bane. So his toughness is 5. 1, 2, got 2 wounds on him. Okay, so that's the end of the heroes phase. Then we'll go into the Skaven phase. Okay, now with the warlord free, he's going to move in here. Astrazar, he'll try to take a swing at him. 5. Now Astrazar's weapon skill is actually 7. It's not too bad, and he needs a 4. Wow, this guy's just amazing. Okay. 7, 6, 7. Oh my god. Toughness 6. 1, 2, 3. Yep, he's gone. And thus ends our adventure in Tobaro's Bane. That last quest room was just insanity, and it was so difficult, but it was good. It was a good challenge. I'm really glad we made it to the final room in the quest, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Obviously there will be no exploration phase as all the heroes have died. It just means that we need to go back, create some new characters, maybe some new characters. Maybe we have an all dwarf expedition. Maybe we'll have like a dwarf wizard in there. Maybe we'll have some different kinds of henchmen, like war dancers and that kind of thing. But I hope you enjoyed our adventures in it. I really love Advanced Hero Quest. I really enjoyed doing these solo games for myself and for you guys as well to watch me play. And yeah, it's a deadly place in Advanced Hero Quest. You know, toughness 10 doesn't really grant you immunity to a lot of things. As we can see, there's a lot of really cool spells we got to see from the sorcerer. We got to see the effects of the censer bearer and how devastating that could be, and the Jezzail and what an incredible weapon of destruction that is for the Skaven. So they do have some really good strengths there. I mean, they're not just all, you know, even the warriors are quite good too, so they're quite strong. So yeah, let's try to regroup and think about another adventure we could do, maybe involving the Skaven, maybe involving another race, maybe got some orc goblins or something like that. And yeah, we'll come back with another series in the future. But until then, guys, I hope you enjoyed our quests in Tobaro Bane, and I look forward to presenting another Advanced Hero Quest video at some time in the future. Please like and subscribe and comment on the videos. I really enjoy your interactions, my interactions with you, the audience watching these videos, and I know that there are a lot of people who enjoy Advanced Hero Quests and the videos I presented, but there are many other creators out there doing the same thing, creating other wonderful videos on Advanced Hero Quests, so please go and support them and watch their videos. Okay guys, so thanks again, take care, and see you again in the next video. Take care, bye-bye.
Voiceover by Owen Staten. You can find me on the Time Between Times podcast or Spectre of the Sea. If you want to contact me, owenstaten@aol.com. Diolch yn fawr.